sure
it was awesome, and so appreciative of our student section. Those guys are just remarkable, and to think back last year, almost to the day, we played Radford, and it's just so strange. It is such a surreal moment. Nobody's in the castle, and COVID, and so many, ugly things are happening. And we were terrible, and there was no energy. I think of Castle Coliseum. I think of energy. I think of enthusiasm, and it was so much fun to see that in this grand old building again.
What were you seeing with David Gasson in the offseason to explain his?
Just more reps and just a greater level of comfort. Needless to say, he's bigger and stronger. He's a very serious basketball player. He's really worked on his game. He's not shot the ball very well here over the last week, 10 days. It was encouraged to see him get that three down in a bit of mop-up time, but that's a significant shot for his confidence. He can really drive the ball, and his length around the rim. Thought he played a whale of a game for us.
And obviously, he was the only reserve who will help you out tonight. What you saw from your bench, your reserves, a good sign of things to come, perhaps.
Yeah, I thought John was good. I mean, we were throwing him the ball like he was Nate Thurman there at times, or Wes Unseld. I referenced. Or Moses Malone. John gave us and is going to continue to give us good play and good minutes off the bench for Keve. Maddox was good. Gasson was good. 8. Padula looked like a freshman and is going to have to come on. Jalen Haynes looked like a freshman. Just so much that goes into it. And those two guys are good players. Lynn Kidd's a good player. We'll get to 9. I hope we can get to 10. But I need a little game action under their belt and, figure some things out, and they will.
For the benefit of my younger colleagues, do you want to refer to a player from the 90s or the 2000s?
Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale.
Mike, you guys forced 19 turnovers. What did you like about the way you guys defended? I know you guys gave up a little bit rebounding wise. What did you like about the way?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to dismiss the numbers, David, but when you limit someone to that 28%, they're having a hard time getting the ball in the basket. Those numbers can be deceptive at times, okay, because there's a lot of balls coming out of there, all right? Now, did we do as good a job of checking out and pursuing the ball as we needed to? No, but I don't have a lot of heartburn in that area. I thought we did a much better job after the first 10 minutes. We'll get better there. We'll be all right.
Keve only played 17 minutes. I noticed he had
He's got a little sore back. There's nothing structural. Nothing. He got whacked in practice. In a post up and kind of caught him. It's not a spasm. He's just a little sore. We were pretty limited with him on Sunday. He was as close to full go yesterday as he can be. He was a little sore after the game, so something we'll monitor. But I don't expect any. 17 minutes. He had the 2 fouls. 17 minutes is not indicative of the seriousness of the injury. Or me trying to take care of him. I thought John needed those minutes in a game that wasn't going to be real close, and Aluma had the fouls. He picked up his 3rd before the under-16 media timeout in the second half. So, that was good. That was good for Mutz and David to play together. For Mutz and John and David. You just never know along the trail what you're going to encounter with fouls and that sort of thing.
You mentioned in Charlotte that Justin is a difference maker. He had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 15 points. I mean, he was doing it all.
Yeah, I've never seen him look so slithery through bodies and kinda like the rubber band man. He's good, David. There's no other way to put it. I mean, he is a whale of a basketball player, a delightful young man to coach, and he's good. He makes me better. I need a lot of help.
Navy's up on UVA right now in the second half. It's gonna be a quick turnaround for you guys. Just, I guess your thoughts on that matchup and how it's gonna be.
Ed DeChellis, the Navy head coach, was the head coach at East Tennessee when I became a head coach at Wofford in 2002, 2003, and then he went to Penn State, I believe. I've known Ed a long time. I just kind of glanced in and out over the last week. You know, I don't think they played many, if any, non-conference games last year. It's all Patriot League games. He's always run good things. You know, I played VMI and Citadel 1,000 times in my 20 years or 17 years down there as a head coach. You know they're going to play really hard. You know they're going to, scratch and claw for everything. There's nothing going to be easy. They're going to be really well coached. And I heard that they were up on UVA at the half, so I'll hustle over and watch the end. And we'll have our hands full. But I thought, a remarkable experience for our team. We'll spend a lot of time on campus on Thursday and kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what the day in the life of a cadet looks like, or a midshipman, I should say. They would kill me if I said cadet. With the day in the life of a midshipman, we'll be in I think a nuclear submarine simulator, an Apache helicopter, and there's a former Navy SEAL that will address all of our teams. Richmond and Utah State, which will be a heck of a ball game, play before us, and we have the Naval Academy at 8:30, I think.
Mike, with Ogiaco, it must make you smile to at least see how he was able to do, considering the journey he's kind of been on the last couple of years or so.
His time is here. You know, he struggled through some things, some weight issues that weren't all his fault. Just so many things new to him, the language, the techniques. But to his credit, I mean, he is a really a smart man, and he's a serious ball player, and he's worked at it, and he's put himself in position to help this team. He's going to help this team a great deal. He's got big bodies. His hands are improving. So happy for him as he's battled through some things. He lost his dad last year. Just lost his dad, and we couldn't get him home because of COVID, and just tough circumstances. He's the best. He is a great dude, and I'm lucky to coach him. Anybody? Yep.
Coach, I know we talked a little bit about the offense, but defensively, I mean, you guys came up with 9 offensive and then 26 defensive rebounds. I mean, you guys were all for it.
I thought we were pretty on point on that end. I think anytime you hold a team, whomever it might be, under 50, 28% from the field. We defended the arc pretty well. They made a couple. I think they made 4 and a couple. I can't guard Brooke, and Brooke looks me, up and down and shoots over top of me. You can't do that, all right? And we let them do that twice, and that's not good. There's got to be better pressure on the ball. We got to play with our tips up, our hands are down. We'll get better with that. We might mention that tomorrow in practice.
Then Naheem, coming off the Florida game at the end of last season, 13 points tonight, 3 for 6 from 3, 5 for 10 from the field. How important do you think that game was, where he kind of had to take the lead?
Yeah.
Was in his development going into the offseason and now going into this season?
Well, it's certainly a shot in the arm. He had a heck of a year. He has had 2 great years for us. And to see him now, big, strong, and mature, and he's seen so many plays and has been a part of so many big games. But how could it not, how could it not take your confidence level to to new heights, to do that on that stage? In the NCAA tournament against you know, a fine Florida team. He carried that over into the spring and summer, where he worked like a Trojan, and you know, he's good. He's a good one. Anybody else? Thanks, everybody. Wish you well.